There's a particular kind of loneliness that hits when you're sitting in a room full of people you used to fit with perfectly. You know these people. You've known them for years, maybe decades. You have a shared history, inside jokes, a whole language that nobody else speaks. And right now, as they're talking about the same things they always talk about, making the same choices they always make, having the same conversations in the same way, you feel like you're visiting from another planet. You used to be fluent here. Now you're translating. Welcome to the strange grief of outgrowing your old life. This is the guilt that shows up when you've done the work. When you've read the books, done the therapy, gone on the retreats, had the breakthroughs. When you've fundamentally changed how you see yourself and the world. And now you're looking around at the people who mattered most to you, and you realize something uncomfortable. You don't fit anymore. Not because they're bad people. They're not. They're still who they've always been. You're the one who changed. And for some reason, that feels like betrayal. Let me paint a scene. You're at a gathering with your oldest friends. Friday night. Pizza and drinks like always. Someone's telling a story about getting drunk last weekend, and everyone's laughing. You laugh too, but it's a half beat late. Because your nervous system has changed. You don't drink the way you used to. Your body processes the world differently now. And you're noticing the next morning how empty the laughter felt. Your friend complains about her boss. Again, for the 100th time. She's been saying she's going to quit for 3 years. You used to bond over this. You'd join the complaint, add your own war stories, make her feel seen in her frustration. Now you hear her and you think, what's stopping you from changing this? You know it's possible. You've done it. And instead of compassion, you feel something like impatience, frustration, maybe judgment. That's the moment you feel like a traitor. Because the person you were would never have felt this way. The old you loved these people exactly as they were. The old you didn't have answers. The old you was fine staying stuck. And now you're sitting here, changed, and it feels like you've betrayed the person you used to be by becoming someone different. Here's where it gets complicated. The guilt isn't about them. It's not really. They haven't changed. You have. And there's a part of you, a part that's fighting hard not to be acknowledged, that's relieved. Relieved that you got out. Relieved that you're not having the same conversation for the 5th year in a row. Relieved that your nights have become quieter, and your mornings clearer, and your choices more intentional. And then you feel guilty for feeling relieved. So you start a project. You call more often. You make more effort. You try to meet them where they are. You dial yourself back. Become a smaller version of who you've become, squeeze back into the old skin to make it fit. And for a while, it works. The friendship feels normal again. Safe. Familiar. But you know the truth. You're performing. You're not really there. And they're not going to ask you to stay because they don't know you've been leaving. Here's what nobody tells you about growth. The people who love the old you might not recognize the new you. And the new you might not speak their language anymore. It doesn't mean you love them wrong. It means you're translating now instead of speaking natively. The gift, the part that comes after the guilt, is this. When you stop performing, when you stop trying to squeeze back into that old skin, when you admit to yourself that you've changed, and that change is not a betrayal, it's an alignment. When you accept that maybe this friendship was meant to teach you something, and now it's asking you to walk a different path. That's when something unexpected happens. You grieve. Actually grieve. Not the friend. The version of you that existed with them. The friendship as it was. And that grief is clean. That grief is honest. And then, from that honesty, one of two things can happen. Sometimes the friendship transforms. It becomes quieter, less frequent, but more real. You stop performing. You show up as who you actually are. And something surprising happens. They meet you there. They might not follow all the way to where you've gone, but they meet you somewhere in the middle. And the friendship becomes smaller and more real. Sometimes the friendship ends. Not badly, not in a fight, just a slow fading where you realize you're living different lives now. And that's okay. That's not a betrayal. That's life. What happens after the guilt passes is this. You start to recognize the people who are going to meet you where you're actually going, not where you used to be, where you're becoming. And some of those friendships are brand new. Some of them are with people who haven't known you that long. And there's a relief in not having to translate, in speaking the same language natively again. This is the loneliness that's actually freedom. This is the guilt that turns into permission to be yourself. That's the story. The person who outgrew their old life is not a traitor. They're just growing. And sometimes growth means you walk a path alone for a while. And sometimes, when you keep walking, you find new people on that path with you. So if you're sitting at a table with people you love and you realize you don't fit the way you used to, that's not wrong. That's not something to apologize for. That's just what happens when you become someone new. You get to grieve the old version, and you get to celebrate the new one. Come home to yourself.
Hey, this is Chenzo. If this touches something in you, like this video and subscribe and share it with somebody who needs it. And if you want real help on your path, come to chenzo-holistic-coaching.com. The link is below. With love.